July 31st, last day of the month. Let's get this fired up, shall we? Okay, Pabe, you're up first. I was just streaming on my own channel. I did a little bit of a preview for Lichess plays, if you will. And good to see some familiar faces over here already in the chat. We're on both YouTube and Twitch, as usual. Shout out to viewers on both platforms. And yes, hope you all have been doing well. I'm playing a Queen's Gambit Declined here. Anyone can challenge in Lichess plays, by the way. So we'll be playing for the next 2 hours. Let's go Bishop B7. Hyper aggression here with H4. Now, I think I'm going to try to ignore that. I'm just going to play in the center. I'm going to go C5. I would expect white to continue with H5. I can maybe just continue to ignore it and continue to play in the center. So stuff like knight C6. I have to watch some tactics always. Okay, white takes. Let's take back. And maybe now play H6. I think this is good timing here. I actually think my opponent's going to try to do something really aggressive. Let me take the bishop. A lot of people know about this idea these days. Okay, white does not, though. I thought white was going to do some sort of fishing pole style idea. What's up, Dr. Spod? Thank you for gifting, or not gifting, subscribing, I should say, on the Twitch channel for the Prime. Thank you very much. 2 months. This is Lichess good. Yes, indeed. I completely agree. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, Riemann. I see you on YouTube. Let's go here. Let's go after this light square bishop. It's a pretty valuable piece. Hello, Lakshay. So I'm not accepting challenges manually, but feel free to send that challenge, and you have just as good a chance as anyone else of getting selected. Just tweaking my layout here a little bit, guys. Looks a little bit off. Let's go take this one. I can improve this webcam. I know I blocked the material count, by the way, but I think it's good for you guys to get used to assessing the material on your own, you know? Being able to size it up at a glance. It's good for your chess. Okay, let's play Queen B6. Hello, Abyssum. Also, Uncle Zebra and Harry Chess. Greetings. Yeah, shout out to everyone who's made Lichess plays a part of their Sunday routine. I've gotten some nice comments recently from people who say they look forward to it. Even watching with family members and whatnot. So, yeah, cheers, everyone. Ooh, okay, so my opponent's giving up both their bishops. I definitely do not like this trade. I mean, maybe it's a prelude to this, but it feels like a pawn advance is going to hit pretty hard for me. Probably D4. I think D4 is the move I'm going to go for coming up here. But just my bishop firing away against the knight as well. This bishop lurking. I can maybe even prepare like an ambush move like bishop A6 or rook B8 and then bishop A6. A lot of good options here. See, white's advancing the pawns, but they're not making contact with my structure, so that would concern me if I were playing white here. Let's actually play rook B8. This is a weird-looking move, but I think it has some value. Yeah, I hope so as well, Sunjump. Hope we get a chance to play. Absolutely. Okay. So now if I play D4, I have some ideas in mind. Like bishop takes F3. Sneaky, sneaky, right? Because let's say the capture here, bishop takes F3, then I'd be threatening on B2. Okay, so white goes knight A4. Queen A5 or queen C6. Both look pretty legit here. Let's go queen A5. Attack the knight. I just don't think white's going to keep all this together. The position's opening up beautifully for the black pieces here. That's right, Destroyer. Yeah, you can brag to your friends that you've lost to an IM not just once, not even twice, but 5 times. That's correct. Okay, I see ways I can win a piece. Take and rook b4 looks pretty good. I think that's sufficient. Maybe bishop a6. Bishop a6 also looks really strong. Queen c2, d3. I think I might go for that, actually. Because I want to keep this bishop. Even retaining this bishop is kind of nice for the attack. You already tell them, I've never lost once to Magnus. Yes, you're undefeated against Magnus. That's correct. Okay, take. There's also rook c8, but lots of stuff is winning here. I think I'll avail myself of the rook c8 move now. We'll go for that. All right, just gathering the material here. And that is checkmate. Thank you, Kapabi, for the game. Yeah, so it seemed like you couldn't quite decide on a strategy in this one. You played that H-pawn push very early. I think if you're going to do that, you got to go all in. You know, you got to play moves like, I think, G4 here. That's about the only move that I think could justify your strategy, or at least trying to play that relatively soon. I know it looks scary in view of D4, but take. You would be defending the knight. Objectively, the position is just probably not so great, but like definitely at this moment, G4 is a lot better of an attacking move compared to H5, which H5 doesn't create any tension. G4, at least I always have to think about G5 attacking my bishop and pawn. I wouldn't have as much time to prepare my own attack. Thanks for the game. Yeah, and I wouldn't recommend that H4 strategy. It's kind of out of place there, even with the modern, very modern stuff people are doing these days in D4 positions. I think it's not quite going to be the approach. PP Piter is up next. 1732. Hopefully you're there. Hey, Michael Machos. Yes, we all love Lichess. Totally agree. Hello, Steve. Okay, it doesn't appear like my opponent's here. Let's go on to the next game. Robo Komodo. Good luck to you. 1490. What's up, Max Mazzaros? Hello, Kamal. Can we get a Scandi today? Oh, of course. Of course. I might even play at this game. Hello, Casey. Good to see you in the chat. Excellent. Okay. Robo Komodo also not there. El Grandpa. Good luck to you. Yeah, let's play a Scandi. Why not? Maybe I'll even play a Knight F6 version with lots of gambit potential. I'm going to try to force a gambit. Not the most sound variation, but it is interesting. It is intriguing to play this way. Play bishop c5. Kind of clearing out the center, you know? Bishop takes f2, probably unsound. Let's go h5. Because now I can perhaps go knight g4. I've got this nice little semi-outpost square. So I'm thinking of using that. Knight g4 or bishop g4. Which one's better? They both have merit. Let's actually play bishop g4. I'll see if I can induce f3 from my opponent. Already looks a little tricky for white to navigate this. I think I have some compensation. I'm not going to lose sleep about this pawn. Okay. Knight f3 check at this point. Let's do it. We'll see if white takes. White may not take. Might play king h1. Indeed. Okay. Next, let's go queen d7. So this is a massive piece for white in the defense. We'll keep that in mind. I'm going to go back. Bishop e7. Maybe white can try to punch through with d4. It looks a little bit risky, but it might be playable. Queen c1, okay. So I'd love to like break through with g5 and maybe h4, something along those lines. I'm definitely already starting to look at that. Let's castle queenside. Knight g1, okay. Little defensive, but I see the point. I see the point. Okay, let's take. And then I'm going to go here. Try to insist on the bishop trade. I'm probably worse at this point, but we're going to make sure white has to navigate some problems to capitalize. Ooh, okay. I have a nice little potential refutation of this move. We're going to take once. And then boom, b6. Oh no, my pawn. But gotcha, check. Queen b7 also would have worked. Okay, now, white does have some pawns for the piece. There are all these. But because the pawns are pretty far back, I think I can claim at least that I should be doing okay here with the piece. Let's play like this. Thinking try to get knight d5 in. Like, this move definitely appeals to me. Maybe hide the king first, though, huh? Or bring my rook to the center. Let's bring the rook to the center. I also have to speed up a little bit. Time's getting a bit low. Okay, let's take. Then go here. Big time fork threat. I'm also on the c3 pawn, perhaps. Hello, fish emoji. Good to see you in the chat. Ooh, and we land the fork. We get that fork in. All right, so we're going to be up a rook or a few pawns. Still got to convert this. Let's go f6 just to rule out queen g5. I'm going to play rook e7, maybe get this over. Yeah, maybe just look to get a few more pieces around my king for defensive purposes. Go here. E4 is an interesting move here. I'm going to do that, like a mini breakthrough move. If take, I can play queen takes. Ooh, I also had queen takes c4, although a6 maybe... I might still play queen takes c4. We'll see. Take with check. Queen d4. Now, let's just go here. I think now I can take. Just the capture. The simple capture. Check. And now just got to make sure I coordinate and win the game. Which can sometimes be easier said than done, but once you get a queen trade in, that definitely helps in these positions. Those pawns are blocked. White's going to have to retreat. Otherwise, lose the pawns. There we go. Work our way in. I think I got this one, folks. Check. Mate incoming. Okay. El Grandpa, thank you for the game. Interesting one. Interesting. Let's check the eval in the middle game. Yeah, I set a little trap for you. I know bishop takes a7 looked tempting there, but that's always a pawn you have to think twice about capturing. The Bobby Fischer pawn, right? That's a reference to that Fischer-Spassky game where Fischer as black played the move bishop takes h2. The first official game of their match that they actually played. And yeah, after this, you still have some chances. I mean, -1, but the position's kind of messy. But looks like you would have been better off maybe playing one more defensive move in a position like this, like f3. Kind of an ugly move, but that would block the attack here and here. And then you might actually be threatening bishop takes a7. Okay, thanks for the game. Lichess play is always tough. These days, it seems very rare that I have a stream where I completely crush everyone. There's always at least one or two players who give me problems and often take me down. So who's it going to be this week? Bama Beeblebrox, you're up. Lichess patron, good to see those wings. There we go. Okay, let's play a Sicilian here. What variation should I play? Maybe knight c6 on move 2? Maybe like a Sveshnikov? Don't often play the Sveshnikov, but let's see. What's up, Big Spence? Forever in blue jeans? Yeah, that's an homage to the chessboard I have, right? The denim board. Rumor has it that Elton John had this board in mind when he wrote the song Tiny Dancer. Blue jean baby. You know that lyric? He was actually referring to the denim board on Lichess. He was a visionary. He knew like many, many years in advance that Lichess would be rolling it out. Hit the bishop. And now I think I take here. This is all theory, by the way. Knight takes e5. Maybe I'll sing for you guys more often, Gnarly Knights, in the future. Maybe on my personal channel. Hello, Lopare. Good to see you in the chat. One of our Lichess mods. This is all book. White plays knight takes d7 now. This is a very drawish line, actually. Let's pre-move this. You want to see a Polish opening. Is the Polish d4, b5? I think it is. d4, b5. Okay, bishop e3, defending. Let's go rook d8. I'm not actually threatening to take this pawn yet, but it's a helpful move. Before bishop b5, isn't there a possibility of bishop takes f7? Yeah, you know, both sides always have to think about this, but I don't think white has enough of a follow-up. Knight g5, but it's not enough. It's a little slow. Yeah, I think now white goes queen g4, black castles, bishop h6, bishop f6. All right. Let's castle here. So this is nice. I mean, I'm often prone to time pressure, so I'm happy to get into a position where I still know what I'm doing roughly, and my opponent's the one in time pressure. I will take that any day. Okay, knight d5 looks pretty standard here. Just thinking if we trade everything, if I have some argument for an advantage there. I could also play a6. I mean, a6 would be super normal here. Let's actually play a6. I want to see what that bishop does. Bishop's opening. That's another line I almost never play. Okay. So now here, yeah, I've got these pawns that are kind of weak, but I've held up the d5 square, the d5 advance, and this bishop is kind of bad. So now I'm thinking about whether I want to do this. b3, let's say take, bishop here. That actually looks kind of interesting. I see a pretty sick tactic. Let's see if I can pull it off. Yeah, I actually don't know if this is a great idea for me, but I'm going to see how white responds. Yeah, look at this move. I think king f2 is just a lot better there, and actually I'm probably worse if white plays that strategically, but I couldn't help but go for this. This is a nice little move. All right, and now let's go rook d8, probably. Do you think I'm going to get the chance to do it again? I might be able to do it again. I can do it again. Should I? Yeah, let's do it. I mean, how often do you get to sack a piece like that on the same square within a few moves? Check. Like the bishop from hell. Okay. Yeah, and this is still kind of interesting because white's got the outside passed a pawn, but I'm up material. Let's how do I want to corral this knight? It's a little bit tricky. Let's go I think I should go here actually. Let's bring the king up. Probably king up is safest. Attack this pawn. Bishops are great long-range pieces, you know. We'll defend this. And now start advancing my own pawns. Push, push, push. It's a race, folks. Fortunately, I have this pawn pretty firmly blockaded. I'm actually going to send this back, just to emphasize that. Go here. Oh. Again, the bishop pair, or the bishop, rather, striking. The bishop is striking. Promote. Check. And mate in a couple here. All right. Thank you, Bama Beeblebrox. Let's see if king f2 is actually okay for you, though. King f2 is probably completely fine. Yeah, king f2. It's a bit annoying, though, because I am x-raying that rook. Yeah, and after this, black has an advantage. Even if white took this way, that's actually even a worse version. I pick up another pawn, right? Go after multiple things here. John always bullying poor Lichess players. Yeah, so sad. What is this little message? I've never seen this message. Have you guys seen that before? We're always storing your variations in your browser cache. For safekeeping sharing, consider making a study. Okay. Thanks for the heads up, Lichess. Yeah, so this, again, is a highly theoretical variation. Usually white does not put the queen on f3, though. Oh, this whole button is new. Temporary move storage. Yeah, I'm just noticing this today. This button is new. I'll have to check that out. But look at the draw ratio in the Masters database in this variation. It's enormous. Absolutely enormous. Oh, Queen B3 is even more popular than Queen G4. Those are the two main moves, though. Both have a draw ratio well over 80%. Okay, thanks for the game. I think you probably just took a little too long to get to the middle game. Because, again, you were fine in the middle game. Probably roughly equal right about here. But not much time. All right, let's keep going. Account. You're up. Let's play e4. Okay, Alekhine's defense. Maybe I can do something creative here. How about this? You guys ever seen this variation? This variation has a name. A5, rook A3. Ooh, but black does this one. Isn't this bad? All right, we got to go A5 now. Knight goes back to D7. Now, I think I should sack the pawn. I think I should play this and try to play for an attack. Let's go D4. Very interesting position. I'm going to go bishop D3. Try to work up to queen H5. That would be the threat, at least. I mean, I think this knight might make its way back to F6, funnily enough. Okay, G6. Well, let's play the other rook pawn up the board. I think this actually makes a lot of sense now. H5 incoming. Black is very weak on the king side. This is a typical pawn sack to try to weaken the light squares over here. Yes, black could lose quickly. That's right. I mean, really in chess, like either side can lose quickly if they're not on the ball in certain positions. But yeah, this looks like black has to be extremely careful. Now let's develop. Could have maybe thought about this, but let's play this way. Around the board in 8 moves. Yeah, the knight went here, 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 here. Still waiting for it to go back to F6 or more likely to F8 now. Yep, knight F8. There we go. All right. Should I continue trying to pile up on the pawn or should I go D5? I think I'm going to continue to pile up on the pawn. We'll go queen C2. Take. And I think my opponent's king is going to run to D7. We'll see if I'm able to attack it from there. Position's still interesting, but I see some potential issues. Oh, black runs there right away. Okay. Okay. Maybe bishop G5 now? Queen A4, there's a C6. If I check, there's E6. Yeah, this move might be good. This might be the best attempt, at least. Let's go here. Very interesting position, folks. Soasa says, I am in 10 moves with a pawn. What a genius. If I do this, what a noob. Exactly. That's exactly right. Don't call me a genius yet. I might be worse here. It does remind me of these like individual moves in the course of a chess game where perspective is everything, right? Like if a beginner plays a certain move, then we just assume it's a blunder. But if Magnus plays it, we're like, oh my, there must be something deep here. Could be the same exact move. I think black's doing great, actually, in terms of organizing a defense. This is not easy. I'm going to go here. We might as well send this pawn forward. Now I'm going to pull this back. I need to reorganize and find a different way to attack black. Maybe like knight f4 now? There's still quite a few weak squares in the black position, but we'll see. Maybe knight a3, knight b5. That might be on deck. Yeah, let's go here. What a strange setup. Black's got this big cluster of pawns in the middle, but my pieces actually look pretty menacing here. Maybe I should have played knight d5 first, because now black might castle by hand. Probably should have. Rook c8, queen back, king back. But I do have rook c8, check, and then take d6 perhaps. There's this pin going on still. All right. Step over here. Okay, now this move. But what if I go here now? Attack this, attack this. Oh boy. It looks like we're getting close to a mate net, folks. Take. Don't quite see a mate, though. It's very close. Like knight b5 would be really nice, right? But black's guarding both these squares. There's also a capture on d6. I don't quite see what it does. I'm trying to find the best way forward here. I don't know. Let's go here. We're going to keep the tension. I think I'm going to win on the clock, but that was quite interesting. Thank you, account, for the game. That was very, very interesting. So yeah, there's a variation, highly speculative, but in this position, you can see this has been played actually in the Masters database way more than I would have thought. Oh, d6 is the most popular. Okay, a5. I'm familiar with a5, rook a3. This is the line. And often you can swing this rook over to the king side somewhere. Isn't that wild? Oh, hello, account. Thanks for the game. GG. D6, A5. Okay, so we're still following known theory. 7 games have featured E6. Engine probably wants white to take on D6. Yeah, but the engine's not playing in Lichess plays. Okay, we're still following a game here. I played H4. This player played knight F3. And H4 seems pretty natural to me. So white has played entirely pawn moves so far. 9 moves into the game and has a small advantage, according to the engine. I don't know. I think black defended pretty well, honestly. D5 is preferred here, so my queen C2 move. Maybe not the best. Yeah, and black's perhaps better here, according to the almighty Stockfish. It's just very, very messy, and neither of us had a whole lot of time to figure it out. Yeah, now if you take on G6, Queen E8, you're a lot better. Okay, so maybe taking that light square bishop would have been helpful. And here I should take... If Queen E4, I guess there's D5, but Knight F4 is very strong. Okay, probably in preparation for this. Well, we traded blunders in this very sharp position, but it was interesting. It was very, very interesting. Even at this late juncture, it's still roughly equal. So thanks for the game, account. That's a line you guys can try if you want something really offbeat. Chase the knight around. E5, C4, A4. Again, with this rook lift idea in mind. Black goes A5. Fun stuff. Okay. Daniel Cormier, we played the other week. Good luck to you. Please don't put me in a chokehold. Yeah, the computer is like, this is fine. Correct. I'll play d6. I'm going to play a line that I played once or twice over the board. You know, c4, e5, this is a reverse Sicilian. So I've sometimes played this setup like this where you can hope to attack on the king side gradually. So I'll try to do that. Queen e8, maybe send the queen out here, f4, bishop h3, stuff like that. Should I play c6 first? c6 might be helpful. Yeah, let's go c6. Just ruling out any knight coming in. Block the bishop as well. Yeah, like an Anglo-Dutch. That's right. Yeah. English opening with a little Dutch flavor from the black side. H3. So that really is asking for f4, I think. Because if g4, I think I'm going to sack a piece. I think I'm going to play bishop takes g4. And I would imagine this is one sacrifice that Stockfish will approve of. Although you never know. Simon Williams like this setup for black. I could definitely see that because it's right along the same lines as the Dutch positions, the classical Dutch positions he likes. The Grand Prix attack for white is the proxy from the white side. That's an interesting observation, that my style has gone from more technical queen trading, going into endgames, to more active in recent years. You could be right about that. I think also with streaming, I tend to play more actively. For sure. I take more risks, and definitely my natural style is to go for technical positions and try to grind people. Okay, this move, though, allows f3. That was a threat here. Wins a piece. I think your style now is just making sure you have the initiative. Yeah, that's so important. I've been playing a lot of 3-0 blitz, and I cannot stress to you guys how important the initiative is. It's actually unbelievable. Your position can withstand a lot if both you and your opponent are relatively short on time, but you have the initiative. You can be down multiple pieces. Your pawn structure can be completely wrecked. If you have the initiative, though, it can make up for everything. It's really quite amazing. Although, Big Spence, John, what kind of coffee do you like? Do I make my own? Pour over? Yeah, I don't have highbrow coffee interests. I very, very rarely make my own because my building actually has a coffee machine, and you can get anything. You can get just regular drip coffee. You can get espresso, cappuccinos, Americanos. So yeah, we're kind of spoiled in my building here. But for me personally, yeah, I just like any sort of decent regular coffee. I used to drink like iced Americanos quite a bit. I still like those every once in a while, especially in the summer. I usually don't drink my coffee with milk. No milk or sugar. Nothing like that. What do you guys like? And don't say tea. This is not an Eric Rosen stream. All right, so we're just developing the initiative. Of course, 2 people in chat said tea. You can't tell the chat not to do something. They're just like children. Many of them are children. It's just going to make them want to say it even more. Okay, let's take here now. That's okay if you like tea. No hate here. I drink tea from time to time, too. It just doesn't hit the same that coffee does. It just does not. And I am so productive when I drink coffee. I know, many will claim that that's an association that has little to do with the coffee itself. The effects of the coffee itself, that is. But I swear, I get so much done when I'm drinking coffee. Let's take this one. I can also play rook f2, but let's go for this because I'll still have rook f2. And this is checkmate. Thank you, Daniel, for the game. Yeah, so that's a hard attack to deal with if you're not accustomed to black playing this way. You know, I think h3 is already a little weak here. Let's see what the Oracle says. Yeah, because it kind of justifies the f4 move with the bishop takes h3 threat. But I am going to go for f4, bishop h3 anyways. Let's just play out a sample line. So b4, standard move, f4. Computer says take. Yeah, the engine does tend to think white's doing fine here, but in a blitz game, it's going to look scary. It's going to look kind of scary. f3, you got to start bunkering up. Knight bd7. I'm going to start trying to bring my pieces over. Take at some moment. But probably you shouldn't overreact to what I'm doing because, again, the more pawn moves that you make, the weaker the position around your king gets. That's a universal rule of defense around your king. Try to minimize your pawn moves because now the advantage swings to black. And again, if g4, I was ready to play bishop takes g4. Yeah, which is completely crushing according to the engine because something like this, maybe you even calculated this. This looks fatal. I think white's not going to be long for this world here. Take or f3. Yeah, that's over. I like this sequence. Can you play a game for me and with me? That's like that that famous Lord of the Rings meme, is it? Like, and my axe. Like Marco Pat says, and with me. Who is it? Was it Gimli? It's like, and my axe. All right, thanks for the game. Just as a reminder, if you are challenging, it's just a pool of players waiting to be paired. And you have an equal chance of getting selected as everyone else. So, King Hunter, you're up next. Good luck to you. All right, let's play let's play knight f6. Oshin says, great, I love the Dutch. Awesome. Yeah, the Dutch is fun. The Dutch can be fun. I mentioned it before, just my one beef with the Dutch is just the number of sidelines that white has early on. If you go for the pure d4, f5 move order. I don't like all this like Staunton gambit, London approach, bishop g5 even, knight c3. I think there's just so many annoying lines that you have to be ready for. Let's go here. Let's see if I can actually transfer my queen to h5 in this variation. You guys ready for this? This line shapes up kind of sneakily. Queen a5. We're going for the same plan as last game. Same exact plan. Do I drink alcohol, John? Yes, on occasion. Yeah, now let's go here. Hunter is a king at hunting. Yeah, King Hunter. Okay, so this is instructive defense. When I go bishop h3, white's probably going to play bishop h1 to keep their bishop. However, knight g4, this is still kind of awkward for white, right? Because in the future, white's going to have to think constantly about the pressure on h2 and f2. You know, I think especially in a blitz game, this is pretty difficult for white to play, despite my pieces looking wedged in here. Okay, now let's go. I'm not going to have an immediate breakthrough or attack or anything. Let's go here, though. Play on this diagonal, and I want to try to get my knight to c6. I'm looking for full activity, full pressure on the white position. You have Marin's book on it? Great resource. Oh, did Michal Marin write a book on the Dutch? I have his books on the English opening. Didn't know he wrote one on the Dutch, though. Oh, and thank you, Big Mo, by the way. I'm just seeing your comment now. You liked my Berserk video. Yeah, I posted a video on my personal channel. Ooh, I'm looking at takes. My personal channel where I played in a Lichess bullet arena and did 100% Berserks. It was a lot of fun. Also late joined in that arena, too. I think I'm going to go here. Let's keep all my options open. Just put more pressure on this pawn. If take, I mean, white could probably take with the rook. Okay. Feel like white should maybe lose material somehow here. Let me think if I can put this move order together. That's tricky. Knight takes e3 and then... There's also maybe knight takes f2 and then take here. That's an interesting one as well. Somehow that feels like it's going to lead to simplifications, though. If I take here right away, knight takes, I'm looking for tactical ideas there as well. Like a big trade. Man, I don't know. Yeah, a lot of options here. I think I'm going to play knight takes f2. I'm pretty sure... Oh, no. Knight takes f2. There's no fork at that point. All right, let's take this one. I'm spending too long thinking about it. Let's just take. Sometimes when you're spoiled for options like that, it can be difficult to choose. Okay, so white takes this way, but that definitely seems suspicious. I can go here. Again, I'm looking at ways to capture, but let's do this. Now I really got to pay attention to my clock. I'm babbling as usual. But again, I really like the position. I think the position is great. All right, let's attack now. We're still going to try to attack here. Pressure on the knight. F4 coming or take. Get this rook involved. Bishop here was also an option. This is messy, but I feel like I firmly have the initiative. Remember, I'm telling you guys about the initiative, how important it is in blitz. It's so incredibly important in these fast games. It's really important at all time controls, but the faster the time controls, the more important it is. Okay. Let's take this one. And now I'm just going to take here. Go up the material. Hopefully win. I'm up a rook. We need to play quick, though. Go after that pawn. I played many a hyperbolic game recently, so I'm feeling pretty good. Even though I'm playing this poorly. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, that was close. I won, but I only had 0.8 of a second on my clock. GG, King Hunter. It's a draw in the end. Look at that. The table base tells us. A well-played game throughout. All right. Yeah, thanks for the game. I somehow failed to nearly botch that win up a rook. I got cute. I was like, I'm going to delay promotion. Try to like give him problems. And then I proceeded to give a bunch of material away. Okay. Yeah, really interesting one. This plan is kind of annoying for white sometimes in these G3 Kings Indians. Let's just see. I mean, the eval's still roughly equal right around here. But I think it's getting harder and harder for white. I paused for a long time. I spent over a minute on this move. That's generally a no-no in a 3-minute blitz game. Engine said I made the right call. Yeah, F5. This felt correct. Trying to get the rook involved. Okay, so maybe it's just tough for you if black finds this sequence. It felt a little bit shaky. I probably would have played C3 here if I were you. Probably would have done that. Rated or unrated? It can be either. Either one is fine. Okay, thanks for the game. Appreciate it, King Hunter. Tough game. And per pixel, we're playing once again. We just played on my personal channel about an hour ago. Shout out to per pixel. Hey, thank you, Kathleen, on YouTube. Good to see you. All right, let's play. Let's play a French. Yes, I'm taking part in the moral degradation. That's right. By flagging my opponent. All right, let's go knight e7. This is the winnower French. I always found it difficult to play against the winnower when I was playing e4 and going for this. I'm going to try to exchange the light square bishops now. This is generally a strategically desirable operation for black. One of the worst games I ever lost was against an FM. I was pretty young. I think I might have been an FM as well, actually, at the time. But I got completely obliterated in a line like this, where my opponent exchanged the light square bishops as black, and I just had like no plan in the middle game. I didn't know what to do. I had all these pawns stuck on dark squares. It was tough. So I'm going to try to do the same thing to my opponent. I'm going to attempt to get the knight in here. This looks like a very convoluted knight maneuver, but because the position's relatively closed, you can often play this way. I like the spirit of this move, trying to get rid of the pawn, the doubled pawn. But I can still try to fight for some key squares. Hello, Zivongo. Did I see today's games? Which games are you referring to? Olympiad games? All right. If I take, is queen b5 a problem? I think I should probably just go here. Let's do this one. Yeah, I did see some of the Olympiad games. I was perusing those. Norway lost to Italy pretty handily. That was a bit surprising. Shout out to Italy. Magnus drew with black on board one, but I think Hammer lost and Johann Sebastian Christensen also lost. So rough day for them. Have I ever faced the Krajek Gambit or the Hopton attack? I feel like I've heard of the Hopton attack, but I don't remember remotely what a variation that is. Krajek Gambit I've never heard of. Maybe you can fill me in on them, Sangha. Please tell me, sir, how I can become an IM. You have to get a FIDE rating of 2400 or greater, and you have to get 3 or more international master norms, which are only achieved by playing longer tournaments, 9 rounds or more. Or if you happen to win like a some sort of FIDE zonal event, there's certain events that are designated by FIDE where they award titles, not just IM, but other titles too, even up to GM. Like if you win the World Senior Championship and you're not a Grandmaster, I think you get the GM title. Which is funny. A chess friend of mine who's also an IM, he always jokes that he's like semi-retired, but his plan is to win the World Senior someday to become a GM. Okay, there. That's a clever one because it hits this and also this. I don't think I actually mind giving this pawn, though. So I'm just thinking where I can put my rook that it's the most annoying, or if I just want to reinforce it. I think I'm just going to reinforce. Because the position is so open and seemingly in my favor, I still think this is kind of dangerous for white. But I got to be accurate here. I got to find something that truly challenges my opponent. Maybe knight d5? Yeah, let's go knight d5. I have my eye on queen h4. Like black has just such a compact setup here that this position remains kind of fun to play, I think, for me. Let's bring this over. Can take this. I don't know, though. I love my knight, though. I don't know if I want to trade it. I probably should, though. Let's take. Now, if I take here, is there any problem with the check down there? Probably not. So let's just take. I can always block if needed. Can take this one, maybe. Continue the attack. Bishop c3, I always have knight e2, stuff like that. Okay. Let's hide. Let's hide. Again, I got some nice rooks here, but this is always meant by the check. Same with this move. All right. Thanks for the game per pixel. Yeah, so I think you had some good ideas in this game, like maybe c4 and later knight d2, but your position feels a little overextended. I definitely don't like g4. I feel like strategically that's not a move you want to play here. Because this h5 move always hits so hard, and I'm trying to gouge out the f5 square. So, yeah, even f4 early on. f4 early on, probably not the best way to play. They do often go queen g4, so the engine indicates this is the top move. It makes sense because black has no dark square bishop, so trying to attack on the king side, trying to pressure this pawn, does make a good deal of sense. So you might want to look into that, the early queen g4s. Thank you for the game. Okay, Investeras, good luck to you. That's how Kaufman of Komodo. Yeah, Larry Kaufman got his GM title from winning the World Senior. That's right. I wonder what other events allow you to get the GM title if you win them. I think some FIDE zonals do. Like if you qualify for the World Cup in certain events, I think occasionally you might get the GM title as a result. This is the so-called Clarendon court defense. It could transpose to a Jinji Indian. We'll see. I remember an old Bent Larson game with this type of move order. Yeah, so now I'm going to take. Oh, White was ready for that. That almost seemed like a pre-move move. He's like, John, I know you want to give up your dark square bishop. I'm ready. I like these setups, though, because it's such a weird little situation. But with black controlling the e4 square, it's amazing how often these pawns come under attack when white is unable to do a whole lot about it. Like here, I can already take this pawn. Because these are pawns that are not easily traded off for white. You know, sometimes if you take on doubled C pawns in a D pawn opening, you have hope of trading them off. But in this line, black really works to prevent that. Knight a3. Looks pretty good. Fork. Didn't Fischer get his GM title for winning the candidates? I don't think so. I don't think it was the candidates. Could have been an interzonal. Someone in the chat will probably know. Should I throw in c4 before taking? That's definitely a little tempting because then this pawn is vulnerable too. I think I might do that. Yeah, let's play this. But I'm still going to take here. I'm just delaying it for a move. The YouTube chat is now a discussion of the Dutch defense, by the way. Okay, probably take the rook. This almost traps the queen. All these squares are... actually, it's not close to trapping the queen. I'll just take. And then I'm going to take here. I feel like I'm being excessively greedy here, but I just don't see why not. You have the same background and board layout? Nice. Great minds think alike. Who's my favorite player of the past? If I had to single out one player, I'm going Paul Morphy. Paul Morphy. He's the one guy I'd love to play chess with. The one player from chess history I'd love to just play a game, hang out. That brilliant 19th century chess brain. It'd be great to pick his brain. Yeah, now this is a nice move because I'm up material. Any sort of equal trade is just definitely in my favor in the long run because I'm up this material and I'm attacking the queen and the rook. White either has to lose the rook to avoid the queen trade or agree to the queen trade, whereupon I'm just that much closer to winning. Why Morphy? Because of his style? Yeah, partly. I just think also it's super interesting to Consider a chess player who became, yet again, I'm grabbing a pawn and more material, who became the best player in the world at that time without like access to any modern resources. You know, I just think that's such an unsullied conception of how to play the game. It'd be really interesting to talk to someone like that. Thanks for the game, M. Vesteris. Yeah, this is a hard variation to meet if you haven't faced it before. Really offbeat move order, by the way. You know, I think some of the best lines against this are going to be pretty sharp. Like even e4, I would consider here as white gambiting a pawn and trying to play in the middle of the board. Because, yeah, once we get settled in, that's one of the deceptive things about this line. Like, white appears to make moves that don't look that bad, but already black's doing pretty well here in the middle game. Late opening into the middle game. So, yeah, after you lose that pawn, I think it's tough. You probably have to play pretty actively to try to compensate for it. So, thank you very much for the game. All right, Blundering Noob. It wouldn't be Lichess Plays without a game against Blundering Noob. Here we go. You're on 0-8 against me, but you can improve. You're not at adoption yet. I don't take any games for granted here on Lichess Plays. What should I play? Let's play e5. Let's play e5. Maybe an Elephant Gambit. I have a player, a student rather, who's really good in the Elephant Gambit. This is one of the highest scoring openings for black on Lichess. So let's see what Blundering Noob knows about it. I don't know much, so we'll see what Blundering Noob thinks. Hey, and InfoShock, thank you for the raid. 11 viewers coming over from InfoShock's channel. We greatly appreciate it. This is Lichess Plays. I'm just hanging out, playing some viewers. Thanks so much for the raid. Yeah, Queen E2, pinning the pawn. I think I go here now. Yeah, Elephant Gambit, if you look at like the totality of the games in the Lichess database, Elephant Gambit scores really well for black. Yeah. I think now I play, is it this move? Could be knight f6. Let's go knight f6 first. Morphy was a potser according to Stockfish. Well, who wasn't a potser according to Stockfish or is a potser? All right, let's go queen e5 now. So this pawn in the center definitely restricts white a little bit. It's annoying. I might play c6. Like if the knight retreats, I might go c6 and insist on purely gambiting. Wow, you guys are being really hard on Morphy. Someone said, wow, that's a lame answer. For Morphy so overrated, dude would be an FM. I don't think I have to point out the flaws in that argument. But just think about the time period that we're talking about, is all I'd say. All right, should I take... I think white's going to take with a pawn. So maybe I want to hold off on that. Maybe bishop e4 first. Let's go bishop e4. We'll continue to play actively. Capablanca fares astonishingly well against modern computer analysis. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I saw some analysis conducted probably 10 years or so or more now, but I think it said that Capablanca's decision-making compared most favorably to modern engines of all the world champions. However, I think that was not evaluated on Stockfish, and I think that's like before Magnus began his world championship run, and probably there's other criteria involved. I think Kramnik's up there too, by the way. Magnus, I think, has the like most close association with what Stockfish recommends. But yeah, Capablanca's technique was amazing. But also, you got to remember, in Capablanca's days, they played a lot more simple positions in the opening and in the early middle game. Ton of symmetric e4, e5, d4, d5, really orthodox theory games. The convoluted lines that, you know, are a staple of modern chess theory were not at all hashed out then. Like, very few people were playing hypermodern style regularly. So it's hard to compare. The more complex the position, obviously the more mistakes the humans are going to make and the more deviation you're going to get from the engine, even for really, really strong players. Okay, I feel like I'm not playing this elephant gambit like in that inspired of fashion, but I did win my pawn back. Position still looks pretty good. All right, blundering noob is getting in time pressure. Yup. I'm going to offer the pawn on b7. Maybe there's this move, but doesn't look greatly troubling. I could even play a6 here. Looking at other moves too, though. Like something like, yeah, let's play a6. Let's see how blundering noob reacts. And now let's go here. Hold both knights. I'm threatening rook b8. That queen's looking a little awkward. Yeah, and this rook is going to trap the queen. I guard this square as well. Oh, yeah, Morphy was brilliant. Morphy was absolutely brilliant. I mean, he has a reputation as an attacking player, and indeed he played a lot of amazing attacking games. But there's a lot of examples of like fine understanding of strategy. There's one game he played in a Dutch-like defense against Harvitz one time. Morphy was black. That I thought was a brilliant strategic game. I think if you search like on chessgames.com, thank you, Blundering Noob, for the game. Chessgames.com, you'll probably find that game. They played a number of times. Yeah, thanks again, Blundering Noob. Let's see if I can back up what I was saying about the elephant gambit on the Lichess database. We got to go back to the beginning. Okay, what are the stats? So I don't have any filters set on my database, but look at this. Searching the broad Lichess database of almost 1.5 million games from this position. Yeah, black's scoring pretty well. Pretty well. Now, if we filtered it, I think that would drop as we go up the rating list. But compare that to Masters. So if e takes d5, black is actually scoring better than white in this main line, e takes. Masters, a different story. White's outscoring black by more than a 2-to-1 margin. So risky at the top level. Yeah, knight f6. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing in this line for black. I played queen e7 first, which I guess is played sometimes, but does this transpose? Nah. How does this go? Queen e2, knight f6, then d3, queen takes d5. Okay, yeah, I have to look into this theory. I don't intend to play this, though, but if you're interested in an offbeat line that, at least in theory, scores well against amateur players, you can maybe look into this for your blitz games. I thought c4 blundering noob was maybe not the best move. Computer might not hate it, though. Oh, it actually says it's fine. I thought it was a little greedy looking. Nah, you're still doing fine all the way up through... Yeah. All the way up through around here. Wants you to play c4 again. Support the pawn. You are a ways away from castling. This would have been interesting. Just full-on assault on the center pawns. Thanks for the game. Okay, JDS. Yeah, we played multiple games. Let's go b3 in this one. We'll play a Nimzo Larsen. Oh, thank you, Peter Leonard. Thank you for your kind words. Ooh, I'll take that. Gimme, gimme. Okay, so we're up a pawn. There are some lines where black can gambit that e5 pawn, but I don't think this one looks that great for our opponent here. What time do I play until? Well, I'm streaming for about another hour. Yeah, one more hour. It's a 2-hour stream. John, can you recommend a system opening for black, something equivalent to the London as white? Ooh, it's harder to play system openings from the black side since you don't have that first move advantage that white enjoys. But you're probably looking, like if you're purely interested in systems, you're probably looking at a modern Hippo, maybe Peart's type approach, something with like D6, G6. That's like an all-encompassing type defense. But yeah, it's going to be harder to pull off as black. I wonder what black wants to do. Should I allow it? Nah, I'm not going to allow it. We're going to go king h2. Hippo is obnoxious. That's a line I want to master. At some point in my chess career, I'm going to dedicate a lot of time to studying the Hippo because I find it fascinating. I wonder what black's going to do. But yeah, it can be very annoying. Let's try to shut down the D6, D5 idea. I've actually been playing a player recently who's a Finnish grandmaster, I think, who's been playing modern type systems against me, and I've been getting smacked. I've been getting destroyed by him. He has an understanding of it that's just beyond my comprehension of that opening right now. So that's been inspiration for me to look into those positions and consider learning them in greater detail. Okay, so interesting position here. I've got an attack against this. I could go here, but then f6. Still, though, I like that because inducing f6 seems kind of nice. Now, it's hard to break through here. Maybe I can get creative like knight g5. What do we think about that? Bit of a speculative looking move, but it's kind of interesting. I'm thinking like maybe do this and this if I get a chance. Yeah, that's probably a good reply, offering a queen trade. But okay, let's go here still, nonetheless. Or maybe I even trade queens. Nah, let's go here first. And then if trade, I'm on the pawn on d6. I don't know that I'm actually threatening to take the pawn, though, is the thing, because then bishop c7. There aren't too many Finnish GMs right now. Yeah, true. It may not actually be a Finnish grandmaster. They just have the Finland flag in their profile. I can still think about taking. Take. And I'm on g7. Maybe rook e7 defends there, but then bishop h5. Tricky. Yeah, I think now I can probably trade and then take. That probably works in this instance. Or take first, maybe. Let's trade. We'll go here. Okay. Oh, this move. Okay. Yeah, actually, this might be trouble for me. I didn't realize that these two pieces would be hanging at the end. Okay, let's go here now, though. Check. Very important move. D7. I'm down on the clock, though, so I got to make sure I win this game by managing my time correctly. Take. Can I do it? I think so. Bishop c7, I take, so there's no, like, discovery. Let's go here. Threatening c5. Oh, no, my pawn. Okay, black's tricky. Black is putting up a good fight here. But I think the position is looking too juicy. Let's go here. Could just trade, but I like the pressure I have on the back rank. Let's go here. Check. Mate threat. Maybe this. Could also go rook d7. A lot of winning moves here. Okay, black resigns. Good game, JDS. Yeah, that was tricky. Maybe you're even better here at the end. Because I didn't notice that you can actually like ignore the whole knight takes e8 operation. Yeah, look at that. You're better in this position. You can ignore that whole thing. I got to stop rook c2. Bishop d3 is the better move. So thanks for the game. You just dropped that pawn early on, but then I think you actually played pretty well after that. The whole transfer of the knight over here, I like it. So thanks very much for the game. Tough one. All right, 1 second, guys. Let me just turn off my air real quick. And let's continue. Uh-oh, the flies are infiltrating again. No shortcuts. Okay, unknown player. Pretty strong rapid, though. So I'm going to proceed with caution. Let's play g6. But you need that to breathe, John? Yeah. Turning off the air. Always risky. Yeah, Tommy Newbeck. Yeah, that's, I think, the player who I've been playing against recently. He's the top grandmaster in Finland. Tommy Newbeck. Okay, there, check. Forcing knight c3. Now let's take. This does defend the bishop, so no problem for white as things stand. Okay, let's go. Let's just go knight f6. Just develop. What opening is this? I don't know. I've never really seen d4, b3. d4, b3 is highly unusual. I was playing a modern. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I'm feeling aggressive. Let's allow white to take here. Again, playing gambit style. You know what I'm going to do? Bishop takes c6. I'm going to play probably bishop a6. Oh, white doesn't play it, though. I was thinking about doing this to stop white from castling. This is a lot less exciting now. I'm still trying to figure out some way to force something interesting. Maybe this move? Bishop takes d4 threat. Kind of annoying for white. You're like 10% finish, says James. Interesting. Yeah, bishop e2, solid response. All right. Could go c5 if I want to continue trying to force things. Probably a pretty decent move. Let's do it. If white takes here, I take here with this pin going on. So I'm trying to play aggressively before white castles, using this pin, using my pressure here. White's moved this bishop multiple times, so I think I have a license to do this. It would have been clever to go off-screen and come back with an outfit change and clean shaven. That's a good idea. I'm going to keep that in mind for the future. License to gambit. Okay, good move here. Good move here. Yeah, I think white's finding some good defensive resources. If I take here now, there's moves like knight takes e7, so I think I should take. A bullet shave, right. Bishop f3, I had moves like queen here, queen h5 also threatened mate on h2. Now, can I keep some tension here? It's tough. I don't think I really can. I think I have to trade and then rook c8. Looks better for me, but it's more like a strategic advantage than a tactical one. So if I take c2, white's going to take d4, presumably. Bishop takes d4. That's fair. Can I play like f5 or... It seems kind of audacious to allow this, but I see white's point. I'm looking for a refutation, though. Just not really seeing it. Not seeing a refutation. Let's go e5. Okay. Go here. I'm still going to try to expand in the center. But as usual, I got to play fast. Wants bishop a3. Let's get behind here. He's trying to do this. Ooh, okay. Now I think the pawns are going to start rocking and rolling here. We're going to cramp the opponent with the pawns. We're going to get the full connect 5, most likely. Pawn structure stretching all the way there. That one, no. You cannot get away with that. That was a bridge too far. But I still got to convert. Rook b1 I can take. Here too I can take. That's funny. A little back rank. Little back rank sneaker. Let's do this. Trade. I'm going to go take the B pawn. Bishop's going to support in some capacity. All right. Thank you for the game. No shortcuts. Tough one. I'd say pretty competitive up through like here. This feels better for black, but you know, my time was getting low. Yeah, this is a lot better for black, apparently. These pawns do look pretty undeniable now, as I'm advancing with momentum. Your pawns are kind of fragile. Yeah, Connect 5 was ruined. That's rough. I was hoping white would actually go for the material here. Yeah, because they could also play bishop takes c6. This version of it. And then knight takes. Go after the queen, go after the pawn. Against bishop takes c6, I was thinking bishop a6, although it may not be the best move. Bishop g4 even better. And then rook c8. White's playing a dangerous game with their king in the center. c5 a move there too. But I think white defended pretty well. Didn't panic. Engine says this is good for black all along. I mean, even rook fd1 was a good defense. Because if I take here, white takes here, is the point. Yeah, maybe c3. That's what I was expecting here. Pawn c3. Yuho, thank you for the 7 months. Appreciate it, Yuho. Big supporter of my channel, and great to see you on Lichess, supporting the Lichess channel as well. Cheers. All right. Yeah, and that was an in-between move situation. Be very wary of trying to create these competing threats, these bigger threats. I'm threatening the white queen. White tried to respond with a queen attack of their own, but that loses a piece in the process. Yeah, I could even take this one too. Okay. Let's keep rocking and rolling here. We got about 40 minutes left in the stream. Corinthian Man, you're up. Now, Corinthian Man, before I went live, I sent you a challenge, but I think you were AFK. Or sorry, you sent me a challenge that I accepted, but I think you were AFK. And sorry, there's a fly like buzzing right around my head. Corinthian Man is still AFK. That's a shame. Who's up next? Lebanon. Or Lebanon. Good luck to you. Let's play an Englund gambit. Let's do it. I know some of you guys play this. It's highly speculative. White has to remember their theory if they want to try to refute it. Okay, white's not going to go bishop f4, the critical move. That's fine. Ooh, this strikes me as too much because I can take here with check. Yet again, I did this the other day. Someone asked if I could play an Englund gambit on stream. I swear I tried to play it like a gambit, and I actually was the one who was up a pawn in the end, and same thing here. What's a guy to do? I try to play a gambit, but I'm actually the one who's up material. It's just the way it goes. Okay, let's trade now. Now the queen is actually under attack because white broke the pin. Probably castle next if bishop takes e2. And thanks again to everyone tuning in today, by the way. Greatly appreciate it. Awesome to see. I actually can't tell how many viewers we have. Almost 400, it looks like, on Twitch. Awesome. And on YouTube, about 250. So thank you guys once again for spending part of your Sunday with us here. So d5, I'm just going to try to go c6 next, reinforce the center, start blotting out the white pieces if possible. I probably should keep my dark square bishop. Let's go bishop c5. You gambited your gambit, yeah. Isn't it like +3 for white if they survive the opening in the Englund gambit? Yeah, it's really bad. The main lines are pretty darn bad for black. The whole bishop f4, queen b4 check, bishop d2, queen takes b2, knight c3 variation. Really good for white if you just know a little bit of theory. But you got to review it from time to time. You know, it's something that if you don't look at it every once in a while, at least, you're not going to have the memory or the conviction to play it when you get it in a game, inevitably. Oh, my pleasure, Nature. Thank you. Thanks, Yuho. So tough position for white here. They're down a pawn, and I'm trying to hinder g4. Maybe Lebanon is debating if they want to sack a pawn. Might not be the worst idea. Probably unsound, but I think white has to do something here soon to... this fly. Flies really like me. Like, anytime I'm chilling somewhere, like in a restaurant, coffee shop, and it's the summertime, the flies just gravitate towards me. I don't know why that is. Maybe someone can explain it scientifically. I have good hygiene, but why do the flies gravitate towards me? One literally just landed on my nose. Looking for an autograph? Yeah. You're like the kid from the Charlie Brown cartoon? Yeah. Pigpen? It could be the same fly. Yeah, that has not been confirmed. Am I a big sweater? No, not really. I mean, my palms are a little sweaty, but that's just because you guys are trying to flag me. What do I drink? I mean, I'm like 50% coffee. We've established that, so maybe that's why. You have sweet sweat? That could be, yeah. I've heard that they gravitate more towards guys. Is that just like an old wives' tale? Is that just a legend? Because I feel like that's probably has no scientific bearing whatsoever. Let's take. Now I'm threatening knight f2. That's kind of a funny move. Oh, and this move spoils it for me because knight f2, white can trade and then defend. But I can take here. Let's do that one. I'm up 2 pawns. Just looking to convert. Nasty move here for white to deal with. Because now I'm going to check, and I'm going to double the rooks. And completely pin white down. Pre-move this. Too much. Let's bring this over just so I don't lose to a knight fork. Check. All right. Thank you, Lebanon, for the game. I do appreciate it. Yeah, so this line of play against the Englund is not to be recommended. Again, bishop f4, by far the main line. And I mentioned this variation. This is the critical variation. take. Don't play bishop c3 here. That is a well-known mistake. Many, many people have lost a game like this. Bishop e4 pinning. Queen d2. Take. Queen takes. White's thinking, oh, okay, I'm defending the rook. And then splat. How many people you think have lost this way? If we look at the Lichess database. Over 20,000 games have ended this way. Queen c1 checkmate. I'm disappointed that Black's played a lot of other moves in the remaining 500 or 600 games, but do not lose that way. It's known that knight c3 is quite promising for White with rook b1 to follow, but you got to look into that. Yeah, that's just kind of the funny stuff you can discover with the Lichess database. Again, take advantage of this tool, guys. It's just the largest data set out there completely for free that's getting added to constantly by players playing on Lichess. If you're into data mining of any sort, you can discover so much with the Lichess database. It's incredible. By the way, a pretty good way to decline this gambit is just to play knight c3. Like, I actually think this is perfectly fine. Take, and then, yeah, you see this in the Masters sometimes. Like knight d5 even. Hit this. Take. Queen has to go back to d8. Bishop f4. I think this is a very easy system for White to play too. Something like this, or queen d2 and castle long. So that's another option. Englund Gambito, that's right. Okay, thanks for the game. Appreciate it, Lebanon. Who's up next? Brainless Bishops. Brainless Bishops. Okay, let's play d4. Maybe a Jobava London. Oh no, my nerves. Yeah, Jobava London, let's do it. Lots of stress being produced. Oh, I played this kind of like a normal London. Oh, no. Sorry, I haven't. E3 is fine on the previous move. Let's go knight f3. I'm going to allow a trade and take back and try to gain a grip on the e5 square. Fly to the eyeball, yeah. Okay, knight h5. That's an interesting one. Kind of mixing knight h5 in with the bishop already being on d6. I don't know. I mean, bishop e5? Let's go bishop e5. That feels correct. So at least if takes, I have the option of taking either way. And I can maybe induce f6 as well, which is generally a desirable move to induce because it's kind of weakening for black. Okay, let's go bishop d3. I'm also thinking about g4. Let's not rule out g4. That is a typical Jobava London move. But I know that this bishop's annoying for brainless bishops. I know it's annoying for them, so. How good do you play blindfold chess, John? We'll find out when we play the one blindfold game at the end of the stream. I have improved. I feel like just playing this one blindfold game every week. Ooh, and here, brainless bishop's going to lose a piece. I'm going to pause for a second while you guys consider what I'm going to do. This is a very useful pattern to know. It happens in a lot of lines when you have a knight sitting over here. So I'm going to take with the pawn, gaining a tempo on the bishop. And then I'm shoving the g-pawn next move, g4, because we've taken away the knight's retreat to f6, and I'm already guarding f4. So that's what's up for black. I didn't have to expend any unique creative energy to find that. That's just a pattern I've seen dozens of times, maybe hundreds of times. Brainless Bishops is trying to activate the errant flies here in Minneapolis. You could have taken with the knight. If I take with the knight, then black gets a chance to retreat here, or maybe even play g6. So, I mean, you could almost consider this a double attack. It hits the bishop, and it threatens the g4 move. Okay, knight f6. So here I have a choice of which one I want to take. I will take the bishop. Yeah, let's take it. Just castle. I think I'll go e4 next. If d4, I have e5. I get that knight trap with the Italian a lot, but on the queen side. Yeah, good point. It happens a lot on the queen side. In a lot of e4, e5 openings, if black's knight gets banished to the side of the board here, if white ever achieves like d5, you often have the b4 move in some capacity. That's absolutely right. Okay, knight g4. There's no threat here. So you know what I think I can do? I can take and then take here. We can do that. I think Brainless Bishop will see what I'm up to with that operation, but your boss is going to Minnesota this coming week. Oh, okay. Yeah, I hope your boss has a good time. All right, f5. Let's just play h3. We'll back the knight off, and then I think I'll take here next. John on YouTube says, knights are so tricky and hard to predict, but those bishops have so much distance. Yeah, I've talked about this on stream recently, but I feel there's an inverse correlation between the time control and the strength of the knight. Like, the strength of the knight increases as the time control decreases. Bishops are more stable. Bishops, I don't see a great difference in the value of them by time control, but knights for sure. The faster the game, the nicer it is to have a knight, especially in a time scramble, a bullet time scramble or something. You could actually, if you really want to get deep, you could say that the value of the bishop and the knight are kind of correlated, depending upon the position and the time control, being the two minor pieces. Okay, thank you, Brainless Bishops, for the game. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of knight h5, because again, if you want to eliminate my dark square bishop, you can go here. Usually if black's going knight h5, it's not with the bishops in opposition with one another. Bishop e5 is kind of an annoying reply. I don't know if the engine will agree with that, but it feels kind of annoying to me. It says bishop here, even take. But super typical trap, once again. It's just one of these patterns that's just great to know. So again, if black moves the bishop somewhere, we're going g4 and no safe square for that knight. Thanks for the game. Appreciate it. Thanks for challenging on Lichess Plays. Snowman Bob, you're up. All capital letter username. I proceed with caution against players like that. I just think of them as very aggressive, often underrated. I feel like they're yelling at me. All right, let's play, maybe like a Benko gambit. I used to play a lot of Benko gambit. It was my main opening against d4 in my youth. But yeah, b3. This is also one of the most popular moves at amateur level. It's not that great of a move, but at amateur level, you do see it constantly. You see it quite a bit. Let's go here. Line up against this. I think white's logic is, well, I'm just going to reinforce. But that can get white in trouble sometimes. Yeah, I thought about playing Budapest. I thought about it. Let's take here now. And queen a5, knight d2. Not sure how taken I am by that. So let's just play d6. Keep our options open. Castle. Okay, now I'm going to play queen a5. Rook b1 looks a little awkward. It does defend the bishop, but white is offering up this pawn if I want it. And I have this. Let's go here. I'm going to play active. We're going for activity. Hit the rook. e4. I think I can take. I think I can take here, Snowman. This is a pin. The bishops are firing. Ooh, this is going to lose material for white somehow. Maybe knight takes f2. That's a pretty brutal way to do it. Knight takes d2 is probably the more principled move, let's say. But queen takes... I don't know after queen takes if I can actually win anything further. So I think knight takes f2 is probably the move here. Yeah, knight takes, bishop takes, knight b3 somewhere. Knight b3 might be interesting, actually. Maybe that's okay. Knight takes, king takes, take here, knight here, hitting this and this. I do have queen takes a2 at that point. Queen takes d3, bishop takes b2, queen c2. Okay, I changed my mind. I'm going to take here and then play knight c3. I think this might be the way to do it. Or, yeah, actually, I could do the same thing. I could play knight takes f2. Okay, white takes there. Yeah, interesting. All right, let me take you. Rook takes b2. Okay, rook takes b2 was the move there. I don't know. Maybe my gains were capped at a pawn. I might not have won more than a pawn. Let's take. I'll check that moment after the game. I am kind of curious about that. I take you, you take me. Exactly. That's one of Ben Feingold's sayings. Do I think a single bishop is more valuable than a single knight? Or is it just the bishop pair? Yeah, a lot of the value of the bishop can be boiled down to the bishop pair. That is true. Like how it works in concert with the bishop of the same kind. That is true. But it is going to depend a lot on whether the position is open or closed. And just the mere fact that the knight can reach any square on a board, whereas the bishop, by default, will only have access to half the board. Like in time scramble situations, that matters so much because the knight can just bop around everywhere. The enemy king is never safe from a single knight. You can always check. Whereas if you're facing a bishop in a time scramble, you can simply place your king on the opposite color square. And at least you know you're never going to get checked. But yeah, again, on a high level, I think you can consider a lot of the bishop's like theoretical value to be because specifically it teams up well with the opposite color bishop if the bishop pair is on board. That's not the only reason. I mean, a single bishop against a single knight can also have a lot of advantages, but it's a major reason. Thanks, Snowman Bob, for the game. So look at this. Again, little data mining thing from the Lichess database. I was looking at this recently because I was talking to a student about this opening. So Benko gambit. At the top level, white almost always takes. If they decline it, these are some of the more popular moves. I think we'll see taking is also popular in the Lichess one, but look at b3. b3 gets played a lot. It's not considered that good. Again, in the Masters database, you have to scroll way far down. b3 is actually the least played option here. Only 5 games of over 15,000. Lichess, second most popular. Roughly, like 20% of games go this way. Okay, that's a little high. 10 to 15%, let's say. I'd have to set my filter to get a full picture of this at the various rating levels, but 10 to 15%, let's call it. Yeah, it's just interesting, the difference. Okay. Yeah, thanks for the game. Rook b1 looked a little slow. I think you got to focus on developing your pieces here, trying to get castled. Yeah. I do wonder about this moment here, was it? When you played bishop d3. Best move, bishop h6. That's unnatural. Bishop h6, which kind of hinders castling, I suppose. Wow. Yeah, it didn't cross my mind whatsoever. It felt like a position where I should have something here, but I couldn't quite make the details work. So engines never cease to fascinate me. Yeah, and then here, got to play rook takes b2, and the game continues. So thanks for the game, Snowman. Best wishes with your chess improvement. And Magical, we're up. Yeah, we had a really interesting game here, I remember. Okay, let's play a Caro-Kann. I don't think I've played Caro today. Oh, yeah, Baku's. Absolutely. Let's play like this. Mm-hmm. What do I do here? I think bishop g4 is the move. Playing this fantasy variation. Let's go 97, I think. I'm trying to be cautious about bishop takes f7 ideas. You can easily get hurt in this line if you're not careful. I think here I either take or play knight f6. But if I take, then bishop takes f7 could actually be painful. So I think actually knight f6 is the move. Let's do it. Okay. Okay. Let's go. I'm being very careful here. Being extra cautious. Let's go bishop e7. And I'm constantly thinking about the effect of this move. Why is b3 not good? I'd say mainly because it's a little bit slow. We're talking about that last game in the Benko gambit. It doesn't contribute to white's development. It also kind of weakens that long diagonal where black's going to set up their bishop. The c4 pawn can still come under attack. Okay, now I'm thinking about checking and then taking here. I could also try to take right away, or sorry, take here and then take here. That's probably a legit option too. Just thinking. Let's take here. I think I like this one. Get rid of the knight. Why is Lichess analysis only negative? No best move, good move, or so on? Do you mean the automated analysis? Like when you're going through it and it has the multicolored marks indicating if you made a mistake? Ooh, and now I can check. I'm going to win a piece. You know what? I think good chance this game ends with queen takes f1 if white plays this. No. And Magical saw it. I'm sure they played queen takes c4 with a heavy heart, but yeah, hard to recover from queen d4. Just a hard move to recover from. Okay, let's go back here. Castle. Yeah, you can always turn the engine on and see what it ranks as the top moves. You can definitely always do that. Let's attack the bishop first. I do admit the engine can seem harsh when you're analyzing with it. But as Tartakower said, the mistakes are all there on the board waiting to be played. That's chess for you. Okay, I guess I leave this hanging, but I can take this and go rook d7. Ooh, I have a fork. However, if I fork, rook takes f7, knight takes b1, there's rook c7 check. I think I can dodge the problems there, though. Let's do that. Let's go for it. It's kind of scary to allow this, but I think my pieces are defended enough that allowing rook c7 is fine. I'm up enough material. Also, there's this lingering back rank issue. But yeah, normally this would be very risky to allow. Let's go here. Can you look at e takes f6 after bishop takes f3 after the game? Yes, I will look at that. That move did cross my mind. I didn't think it would be good for white, but we'll take a look at it after the game. Maybe take it this way. This is kind of annoying for white. This rook's guarding the back rank, so no worries there. If bishop e5, I have bishop d4. Well, you're almost forcing me to play the best move here. I guess I had rook d8 as well, but thanks for the game, man. Magical. Yes, GG, thank you. Let's see. Someone was inquiring about here sacrificing the queen. Let's find out. Interesting. Okay, so apparently if I take the queen right away, bishop takes f7 is good. That makes sense. Because now if take, then white inserts this trade with check and picks up the black queen. So again, I didn't calculate this, but very important I throw this check in first. I think to shut that line down, that would be my assumption. White can't save their queen. If the king moves, then we can take, and black should be winning. White can take here or here. Still looks like mildly scary, doesn't it? Like if there's bishop takes f7, but I think it's too much material at this point, even castling. Yeah. Take. White gets some material, but it's not enough. Not enough for the queen. Thank you, Jackie's Cafe. Thank you. Oh, so that's interesting. So queen takes f3 is actually the losing move. That makes sense because after knight takes e5, I think white's going to lose a piece in view of this whole queen d4 thing. Even if white goes queen e2 to defend the bishop, I still have queen d4. So it looks like when I take, white has to take with the pawn. Pawn takes is the best move. That way, when knight takes is played, I'm on the bishop, but it's not a fork on the other piece on f3. So this is the so-called fantasy variation, f3. I usually play this way. It's not the only line for black. There's some weird theory here, guys. Like queen b6 is one of the top moves. I have a hard time understanding this move. Some of the lines here are just bizarre. But this gets some play. Okay, thank you for the game. Delta. Delta is up. Let's play knight f3. Let's go c4 on this one. We'll probably have time for this game and then maybe one or two more. Definitely at least one, but perhaps two. I am 2,200 in Lichess. How can I improve to 2,400? Well, it's hard for me to generalize on that. I'd have to see your games. That's good enough where, I think you're going to have some pretty specific issues you might need to discuss with a strong player or a coach if you're really hard stuck at 2,200. Hey, what's up, Drox? Good to see you in the chat. I'm taking. If black takes here, I can take and take d4. Also, if knight takes, there's bishop takes b7. How's the weather in Minneapolis? There's a nice breeze going on right now. Definitely kind of hot. It's 85 Fahrenheit at the moment. Little on the hot side, but I know it's hotter elsewhere. Not bad. It's not a bad day. Pretty muggy. A lot of humidity. Let's do this. I kind of like the bishop in this line, bearing down on the long diagonal. Fantasy variation is the toughest for black. I actually think the advanced variation is the toughest against the Caro. That's what it seems like the top players kind of gravitate towards if they're trying to punish black. Ooh, this move loses a pawn. Let's take it with my pawn. Could also take it with the knight, but let's take it this way. Am I available for training? Yes, I am a chess coach. That is my day job, so to speak. If you're interested, you can go to my personal YouTube channel if you search my name on YouTube. You can find my contact email. All right, so e4 would be nice, but I think black can take. Or can they? I do have the pin. Let's play e4. Let's see if black does take. Do I know Joachim? No, I don't know that person. He plays my openings. Interesting. So I'm thinking of take, rook fe1 to pin, f5, and then f3. That's the plan. And here I might play f3 anyways, just to reinforce, because black's maybe looking to take my knight and take e4 at some point. Ooh. Let's take. Knight d7, queen takes g7. Should I pre-move this? Oh. I almost pre-moved queen takes g7, but I didn't do it because of knight h5. That's the one move where we'd really regret the pre-move. Knight d7, though, was, I think, a potentially logical conclusion to the game. That was close, though. I was trying to be a cool guy, like not look at the explosion as I walk away. But Delta really could have punished me for that one. If there was like a pawn on h5, then I definitely would have pre-moved it because it would have ended the game if black moved. But you guys saw me. I was hovering. I almost released it, but didn't quite do it. Now take, and we're bashing through here. Also hitting the knight, by the way. Can I just take and kind of get through? That almost just wins on the spot. But yeah, I can take the knight as well. Let me just think for a second. Take. Rook takes. Rook moves somewhere. Yeah, I think this is even easier than taking. The knight is so far out of the game. I think this is even a simpler win. Because I think black's going to have to give up their rook. Take here. Rook d8, d7. Threatening rook c8. Yeah, or this one. Go d7. Knight f6, I'm going to take. And then rook c8. We're getting a queen soon. Okay. Thank you, Delta. Wow, knight h5. That's crazy. Again, so badly wanted to play that pre-move, but that was the one way to spoil it. I don't think Delta was stream sniping or anything, too, because there is a bit of a delay. I think Delta just played that move because it looked appealing. This is a tough position for black. It's losing. Black's down a pawn. Queen takes c5 is coming. So, yeah, d5 Delta, you were just too impatient there. You didn't have enough defenders of that square. Kind of got to crouch in this position. I probably would have played, like, rook e8 if I were you. Maybe with something like this in mind and trying to get the bishop here if you get a chance. It's still kind of weak on this diagonal. So I think this line's kind of nice for white, or this position. But definitely d5. If you were to have one move back, that's the one you'd want to have back. Handel says, I would have pre-moved. Did not see knight h5. All right. I think it's time, guys. I think it's time for the blindfold game. You guys know the drill. All right. If you want to see the pieces, then go follow me on Lichess. My username is Fins, F-I-N-S. Otherwise, if you're just watching on the stream, that's fine, but you're going to see a blank board, which is what I'm seeing. It's going to be a blindfold game, 3-minute. I'm playing whoever I get, whether it's a 1400 or a 2400. This is always a big challenge. Let's go to our preferences here. This is the final game of the stream. Thank you, everyone, as usual, for tuning in today. Sorry if I didn't get to your game. There's still a chance you might get the blindfold game here. Thanks again to the mods, Lichess, for making this happen. Make sure you use all the Lichess features. Everything's free. Maybe consider supporting the site if you really like Lichess, which who doesn't? All right, Sleepy Chess. Sleepy Chess is the opponent. I'm playing black here. All right, d4. My opponent's got a pretty strong rapid rating, so I'm going to play my usual stuff, d4, d5. I did a little bit of recon there by hovering over their username. That was my prep. All right, Jobava London. Let's go a6. When the opponent has the question mark by their name, you got to proceed with caution because you don't know what you're getting into. Bishop f5. All right, yep, standard. You know what? Yeah, okay, let's go e6. They're going to expand. This player knows they're Jobava London. g4 is coming. h4. Okay, go h6. This is better than h5 usually. Take. Yep, take with the queen. And now I think I'm going to go c5. We'll play c5. Attack the center. So white has pretty aggressively expanded on the king side. Castles. All right, let's go knight c6. So white has not played knight e2, now plays knight e2. Okay. Let's think. I could go c4 and really try to roll white. That's actually kind of appealing here. I think I'm going to do it. Force queen e2. And then let's go b5. I want to try to force white to think a little bit and consider how I'm going to attack them on the queen side. White already showed their hand by castling. This will be interesting, guys, because white's expanding over here. I'm expanding over here on the queen side. My biggest problem in these blindfold games is time pressure, by far. It's my biggest problem in normal chess, too, by the way, but especially blindfold. Okay, b4, I take... There's g5, maybe. Okay, let's go queen a5. I don't know about that move I just played, but it's interesting. Okay. Can't drink my drink properly. I'm nervous. I'm nervous, guys. Even though I look calm and ready. Okay, let's go here. The flies have ceased to bother me now, fortunately. I think they sense that this is a big game for the integrity of my my record on Lichess plays today. Let's take with the bishop. I mean, this just seems pretty darn annoying. Because now I'm threatening queen a1. So white covers, okay. Uh-huh. How to lay the hammer down here. Can I take? I think I can take, right? Because I've got knight d5 coming. Also, I'm reinforcing this. Yeah, take. Okay, I think I'm just much better now. I don't know if I'm winning, but I think I'm much better. Let's take here. Time, though. Takes with the knight. Okay. Let's take. Queen takes. Okay, take. And now let's go here. So I'm up a pawn. I'm pivoting the knight back to d5. To the d5 square. Castle. Let's go d5. On that bishop. Back. Okay, let's cover here. I'm going to get in time pressure. This is not good. I need to speed up. Okay, take. Let's go here. Losing track a bit of where stuff is on the queen side. Okay, let's go. Let's go here. Rook e8. Okay, take. Rook f3. Not a take. Attack the bishop. Let's go here. Can I take here? Rook 8 to e6? What if I take? Wait, what? Isn't this... I think I'm mating here, guys. Checkmate. There we go. Knight guards b4. Boom. Mating pattern. Rooks protecting one another. Knight guards b4. I've got the pawn here. Guarding b3. All right. All right. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Sleepy Chess. Hey, you had me a little worried there at the end. I thought I was maybe visualizing something. But, yeah, you were pressing me on the clock. Thanks for the game. So it seems like I got a bit of an initiative going on the queen side here. These decisions are always tough, though, because there's a lot of pawn tension going on in these Jobava London systems. Maybe g5 somewhere. Like, you are geared up for g5. I actually thought perhaps even, let's say, like here, g5 could be a move. Right after I take, and just pop this pawn up, try to fight back. Like, if here, you can take here. Very messy position. Thank you, Alekhine. Yeah, thank you, guys. Yeah, apparently f takes e4 does give black a pretty large advantage. I think this endgame's pretty good. Probably should have just played knight d5. I was a little worried I was misvisualizing something, though. Knight d5, though, looks really, really good right away. Yeah, also, I don't think I realized that this file was completely open. I thought I had a pawn here or here still. Otherwise, I probably would have attacked on the queen side. But, you know, as things shaped up, once I got the rook down to f2 and this happened, I did feel like this was a vector for attack. Apparently, this is a draw. Rook d8. Ah, because that allows for this threat. So then I have to somehow go for a draw here. Tricky, tricky. Okay. All right. Thanks, as always, for Lichess plays, guys. This is a pleasure every week, playing you guys for 2 hours. Once again, enjoy Lichess. Looks like we're going to raid the St. Louis Chess Club. Oh, shout out to No Joke Chess, who initiated that raid. Yeah, thanks again. I will see you guys again soon. I actually will be out of town next weekend, but I will consult with No Joke about when the next Lichess plays for me will work. Also, Sabina has been doing Lichess plays. I think she does it during the week usually. So check her stream out as well sometime this coming week, probably. All right, thanks again to all the viewers on Twitch and